Hi guys, again, thank you Professor Turner for letting me record this video. I'm so sorry I can't be with you guys today, but if you want to go follow along, go to pages 172 to 176. So I'm going to be talking about verbal skills. So I'm going to start with a quote mentioned there in the book. Learning how to best communicate with each other and treat one another will help us enjoy loving, lasting relationships. So having good verbal skills ensures good relationships. You know, they say communication is key because it's true. Having good communication is key to have good relationships. So how can we achieve good verbal skills then? One of the ways is having emotional expressiveness. So according to the book, your ability to bid depends on the way your brain processes feelings, the way emotions were handled in your home, and your emotional communication skills. One who has better verbal skills will have superior emotional expressiveness. So what can I do, or what can you do to achieve emotional expressiveness? So you should discuss points of conflicts. If not, the withdrawing from or avoiding conflict is too harmful for a relationship. So that means if I get into a fight with my boyfriend, let's say, and it's because he doesn't like my best friend. If we don't discuss that problem as it happens, that avoiding will cause a ton of problems down the road. But if I'm able to handle it in that moment, I will ensure that good things may happen. Like we can reach a common ground, or we can reach a solution, or I don't know, a way for him to like my friend, or whatever. Another way to have good verbal skills is to know what a conversational focus is. So this is to know, to choose wisely what you will talk about with a person. In order to have a good relationship, know the other person's conversational interests and work around that. We see this a lot when, for example, a guy wants to ask a girl out. You know, they will try to talk about things they have in common, and in that way they will, you know, maybe that's how they'll see that they have things in common and they'll go out eventually. And also throughout the relationship, of course, you have to talk about things you both care, that the other person cares, because you have to keep them entertained. You have to keep them, you know, like talking about things that matter for each other. Another important element is knowing what nonverbal analysis is. So this is being able to read between the lines and analyze the nonverbal cues of the other person, to be able to judge emotion based on the expression on a stranger's face. That is being able to know when a person is, for example, excited of talking to you, or maybe uncomfortable. That will help you in knowing what else to say in a conversation. If you see that somebody is annoyed, you will stop talking. If somebody is entertained, then you'll continue talking, and so forth. So be vigilant and aware. Conversational encouragement. So this is when you encourage others to continue talking with listening noises such as "oh," or "yes," or "that's so interesting," or "and," or "so." Listening noises not only reveal that you're attentive, but also prompts the other to continue talking. If I'm talking to you and you're like blank, you just stare like a robot, I would be like, okay, I'm just gonna go and stop talking. But if you're, you know, we're connecting and you're like, oh my god, that's so cool, I would obviously keep on talking. So, also, learn to listen without interrupting or offering advice so that you can understand the other person's perspective. So, with that being said, the purpose of a conversation is not to agree with each other. It's to learn from each other on both an intellectual and an emotional level. Another element for verbal skills is care and appreciation. So you show you appreciate someone by stating something like, we had such a good time yesterday. Oh, or I am so glad I am your friend. Compliments say like they serve the same purpose. Sharing something you wouldn't share with most people, as like, I am failing my class. Things like that will show the other person that you really appreciate them, that you trust them, and those elements will ensure you to have a good relationship. Because what is a relationship without trust, without confidence, without being able to talk about anything? And yeah. Commitment. Commitment is also very important for a relationship. All relationships need commitment, which is a strong desire by both parties for the relationship to continue and the willingness of both parties to take responsibility for the problems that occur in a relationship. You can't force somebody to commit, as that commitment will be meaningless. The commitment has to come from a person's heart, or from a person's being. You can't force somebody, because that won't be real commitment. That's just you forcing another person to do something they don't feel, or to be part of something they don't want to. There's two types of commitment. There is unconditional commitment, in which you remain committed regardless of what may happen, and there's conditional commitment, where you set forth conditions of commitment, and you carry with them the implication of only if. Like, I'm gonna be your friend only if you paint my house on Friday, or something like that. Another important element is adaptation. If you can't adapt and adjust your skills and behaviors to the changes that occur within your environment, then your relationship will surely end. So you have to adapt with the person as changes comes, as hard times come. You have to adapt to the situations and work together. That will ensure you to have a long-lasting relationship. And finally, the social exchange theory. The social exchange theory states that all human relationships are formed using a subjective cost-benefit analysis, as well as a simple comparison of possible alternatives. That means that you weight the costs of forming or staying in a relationship with the rewards or benefits, and decide whether you want to leave the relationship or avoid forming one with this person. So basically, what the social exchange theory states, that in every relationship that you make, friendship or whatever, you always ask yourself, what will I gain from this relationship? What will I gain? What will I gain from this friendship? So it's a matter of self-interest. It sounds harsh, but it's true. Think about it. When you make, will this person make me happy? Will this person, bring out the best in me? So it's always a matter of self-interest. Thank you again for your time, and I hope you have a wonderful weekend. See you later.